as long as they make
They
sense,
don't.
or like some, like when we did the, I think there's been some anonymous ones that were just so wild. They're like, I can't read it on YouTube, you know?
Okay.
But yeah, but we're live. What's happening, everybody? Nooner Nation, you know what it is. Podcast for Nooners, by Nooners. It's a duo tonight. Jake, it's Jake's birthday, so cheers. Happy birthday, Jake.
Happy birthday, Jake.
He's taking this week off. He's doing a little traveling. I think he might be on, he was telling me he's supposed to be on a pretty popular true crime podcast on Patreon that we probably all know
Oh,
of, but I don't want to give him away. But yeah, so cheers, Jake. Also, tomorrow is the last day to get your t-shirt or raffle tickets to help Logan. So go hit those up. The link's in the chat. I think we're like, it's been a couple days since I've looked at the numbers, but like I think we've almost raised like close to $600 for him.
That's fucking awesome.
So yeah, that's really going to help out. So maybe in the next 24 hours we get that up to like 6 grand, and everything's cool. Also, like and subscribe on YouTube, rate and review on iTunes, go to Spotify, leave a 5-star, tell all your friends. We haven't lost any subscribers, but we haven't gained any in the last couple of weeks. So
Hey, we haven't lost any.
I know
We need to just view that.
that
That's a win right
216th
there.
subscriber that like comes and goes weekly. Like they stayed this time. So obviously we're doing something right.
We called them out and they were like, oh shit, they're watching
They're
me.
watching me. I know who you are. It tells me who you are. I know you. And I'm ashamed of you. I know who you are. Also, thanks for all the birthday wishes for me last week. Awesome. Turned
3.
36. So
Let's pull a Ross and just be 33 forever.
33 forever. No, I will say though, like I'm like, God damn, I'm closer to 40 now. Like I really gotta get my shit together.
Whatever you say, man.
Like I can't be 40 and waiting for paychecks 3 days out kind of thing.
Well, sometimes it'd be like that.
Just kidding. But I found out today my kid's gotta get like tubes in his ears. And even
I was
after
about to say, once those kids move out, that's gonna
Jesus
be the
Christ.
thing.
I know. But my wife's already self conscious about her age. At fucking 33. She actually is 33. So, like, I was like, yeah, what are you going to be like when you're, like, in your 40s? Like, you got to get over this shit quick. Or else, like, when the kids move out, like,
Yeah,
that's
like
when we're
like
going to get wild. We're going to be, like, hot 40-something-year-olds, and we're going to get wild.
yeah, like Moira uh, on Schitt's Creek says, like, take 1,000 naked pictures of yourself now, because when you are that age, or when it's not going to be that bad, but when you're like double that age, you're going to be like, I was way too hard on myself. Look at me.
I
Look at how
know.
beautiful I was. And I'm
I'm
just like,
very,
you're exactly.
I'm also very much like age is a number thing. And
Yeah.
we also live in a time that if you want to and put in the effort, like you can look great,
Yeah. I
like
mean, we
even
have
older.
sunscreen now, and we know the dangers of smoking. Those are two really, really
Yeah.
big ones when it comes to aging.
I mean, you see people now like in their 70s that are like,
They're looking
you're,
pretty good.
you're
Yeah,
still
have you heard
fucking
like
hot.
fucking what was it, Christy Brinkley? She
Oh,
looks
she looks
fucking
fucking
incredible.
great.
But then you have people like Helen Mirren, who's a lot more natural, and it's just like, fuck you, Helen. Yes.
She's still
Yes.
banging. She kind of shows her age a bit. I mean, she looks a younger than what she actually is, but she still looks like older. But she's still
And she's in
banging.
her 60s.
I think she's in her 70s, isn't she?
Is she in her 70s? I don't know. I actually have no idea. She might be in her, I don't know, maybe late six. I don't know.
I think she's like
Is Liam
older.
Neeson in his 60s? Because I know that they dated for a bit, and I think they're around.
Holy shit. Helen Mirren is 78 years old.
Fucking hell. Here, I thought she was like, yeah, in her 60s.
And she could still get it. I mean, there's some pictures where like, she's not all dolled up and angles. You could kind of tell, but she doesn't look 78.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I do feel like she's aged a
She's got that
little
Russian
bit.
blood in her though.
Genetics does play a massive
Yeah.
part
Oh
in
yeah.
it. Excuse me.
My wife's Liz. I just keep telling her like you're half Brazilian. Like just take care of yourself. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
Like just
yeah.
don't like. I mean, as misogynist as misogynistic. Sorry, that is gonna
There you
sound
go.
like
We got there.
just take care of yourself and you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, like seriously, I asked my dermatologist, what do you need for like skin, or what is it called? Like aging skincare. What the fuck? And she had literally told me three things: vitamin C moisturizer and sunscreen.
I know the sunscreen thing gets me though because I love being tan.
Yeah.
I love being tan, and that's what's
I think
gonna get me.
I mean, it's like if you work outside and you are in in the sun a lot, yes. Like if you are constantly tanning year round,
No, I don't do that. I tan when it's appropriate to tan, but
yeah, and
I also don't like fry myself and
in
get
the
super
sun
dark.
versus tanning bed is going to be different.
I tan and bed it up though.
I do
Best
too.
nap you'll ever have, by the way. Once you hit that 20-minute mark where you can go for 20 minutes, 10 minutes in you're
But
drooling
that's
in that tan in
still
bed.
a lesser. It's not good, but it's not as bad as the 6 minute bed.
Well, Bill not being able to say misogynistic is ironic. It is, I know. I know I'm ashamed of myself how I stuttered that one out. But yeah, I mean, to me age is a number. I still feel like I won't say like I feel like I'm 25 because I can't even remember what 25 was like. But like I don't know. I don't like think like, whoa, I'm 36. Like can't do this anymore. It's like motherfucker, if I want to do something, I'm gonna go do it.
No, but it's like the same thing of becoming a parent. Like you don't become someone completely new and your old lot. It's just like no, you have new responsibilities. You do change, but inherently you're still you. Like
You know,
you're
Jeep
just a
and
parent now, and
Jeep and
that's the same thing.
Justin roofing with no shirt will do it. Dude, before I moved to Iowa, when I was still in North Carolina, I worked for a commercial roofing company, and some of those lifer installers, like, bro, you need sunscreen. Like, you have been in the sun
Yeah,
way too much.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
motherfucker, you're 40 and you look like you're 65.
And they probably smoke too, so it's
Oh,
like
of
doubling
course. Of
down.
course. Yeah, smoking will do it to you, too. I mean, I know, like, I'm I know I'm vaping now, but I bought my last pod and I'm fucking done with it. Like because I never smoked, like ever. Like I smoked like in high school, like cigarettes, but like one day I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna do this anymore, and I didn't. Or the next thing you know, like I
Yeah.
get in my mid 30s and I'm hanging out with like my sister-in-law and hitting her vape pen every once in a while, and then I go buy my own, and then now I'm fucking vaping all the time. Like nah, done with this. I'm not that
You can
guy.
try those Zins for a bit.
Yeah, nah, I think like I'm actually really good. Like if I don't have it around, like out of sight, out of mind, like within a week, I'm cool. Look done with that
Yeah.
stuff. Um,
I only smoked cigarettes when I drank, and that was a hard habit to kick. Because when I started drinking, I wanted a fucking cigarette because that's what would kickstart my buzz.
oh yeah, see, you say that, and then what was that? Oh, probably over a year ago, I went up to Minneapolis and helped Jack Mandeville do that episode of Jack Sesh. And we were all like me and like Holly was there and her sister and some other nooners, Juanathan, and like Jack smokes. So I was like, oh, like we've been drinking. Like, let me take a hit off of that cigarette. I took one hit off of it and I was like, nope, done. Gross. Like cigarette, I can't do cigarettes even now. Like I used to be like that. Now I'm just like, oh god, ugh, ugh. Now like I
Oh,
just
you're one of those. No, I'll be like, please give me one of those. I might not be able to finish it, especially if I've already smoked something else. But I'm like, God, yes. Yes.
Like, no, what it is for me is like the feeling, like hitting your lungs, like, oh, and also like part of it for me is like doing something I know I shouldn't be doing kind of thing. Like I'm out with friends,
Oh,
like
you
doing this.
bitch.
What it is for me though is like, and maybe it's like an age thing or something, or I've actually always been this way with smoking cigarettes. It's like, I don't want this shit, like, I don't want the smell on me.
The smell can be the worst thing, but only people that don't smoke are going to complain about that. And like I've had a brother of a guy I smoked with complain about that. He was like, "Y'all smell like shit," and I was like, "I don't give a fuck. Smell me."
Smell me.
Like, fuck you.
And I think it just
I'm
comes,
nicotine high right now, motherfucker.
yeah. Oh, I mean, I will say the difference between a cigarette and a vape pen, like, if I take a drag off a cigarette now, I'm like, whoa, that is different than this vape pen thing I got.
See, I've never done the nicotine vape, and it's been I can't remember the last time I smoked a cigarette. It's been a long time. But yeah, no, Womb, the first ones I ever started smoking were menthol, Marlboro menthols. Fucking love the shit out of those. And then it became Camel Crushes, and I'll
Camel
crush that. Like the
Crush.
Camel
Yep.
menthol
Yeah.
crushes.
I think they all
And
were
crush
menthol,
that
right?
shit.
It was a normal cigarette, but then if you crushed it, it became
Yeah, no,
menthol.
so no, they had the normal one, but then they had the menthol ones. So because they were the normal ones were in the blue pack, the menthol ones were in a green pack. So
Oh,
it's like double the menthol.
yeah, because my wife smoked since I met her until a couple years after we got married, like right before, like about a year before we had our first kid, or it started trying, I guess, for our first kid. She
Yeah,
smoked, and she would get those Camel Crushes, and yeah, it's like it'd be like a normal cigarette, and then you could like crush the filter, and then it turn into a menthol.
yeah,
And then she'd
yeah. They
always,
had the double down
yeah.
ones. That's what I got.
When we first moved in together, she was smoking these like bougie ass like Camel Turkish blends or something. They were like in this like
Hmm.
gold pack. It was supposed to be like bougie, like I guess, but like I don't know, still.
The bougiest ones, and I have no idea if they were actually bougie, but it was the summer I graduated high school, and this guy went and bought like 10 packs of these things because they were, I guess, they had just been made illegal because they were like the flavored cigarettes. And I
Mm,
swear they were called Dreamers, or something like that. And they were in a gold square, like a big square holographic case.
yeah, I remember
And
those.
those motherfuckers were so good with that vanilla
Yeah,
flavoring.
the vanilla. I was gonna say vanilla
Holy
flavored, right?
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, those were great.
The first, uh, the first stuff I started smoking outside of the illicit stuff, because that's what I started smoking first, was I was big on what is it, clove cigarettes that they would sell at the head shop.
Oh, I see. I never tried a clove, but I remember hearing a rumor that it made your lungs bleed or some shit.
Probably. I mean, like and the only reason I got into them, for one, like like a friend of mine would smoke them, and
But
the
I
only
heard
reason,
they taste like Christmas.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Which
There's
I
a
guess if they have clove in it, that makes
yeah,
sense.
like he started smoking them one to cover up the weed smell in his truck, and then oh, trust, like it was back when I was probably like 16, 17, playing like professional paintball, and we drive like me and this dude, like he's like one of my best friends to this day, like almost like my brother. We'd be driving all over like North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, like all over the fucking place in the South. Just like I'd be driving and he'd be in, like he'd go buy like a pack of shit cigarettes because he was like 18, and he would twist all the tobacco out of it and then just stuff them full of weed
Hmm.
and put them back in there. So then he's like, "Oh, let me get a pack of these clove cigarettes. They're Dejarum, I think is what they're called, but they looked dope as shit because the whole thing was like matte black.
Yeah, they're black.
Yeah, and they did smell good. The one thing I remember though is if you ever got the smoke of it, like a big puff of the smoke in your face, it felt like you just got maced. Like it got in your eyes. I remember I was driving. We were driving to like some paintball tournament in Greenville, South Carolina, which was like 40 minutes away. We were there like every other fucking weekend. And took a hit. I had my car at the time was this 74 Dodge Dart, and it had the smoker windows, you know,
Oh,
up front.
yes.
I took like a huge drag off of this thing. But then as I went to go like inhale it, like I felt like a burp coming up. So I just blew it all out. And then the smoker window just pushed it all right back into my face. And I was fucking swerving. Like I thought I just got goddamn made. I was like, oh God, fuck, it burns. It burns. Like he's like grabbing the wheel. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Burns.
It burns the flesh. Ah.
My eyes.
Oh, it was awful. And then from there, like when I got to like be a senior in high school, you know, to be the bad boy, like started smoking Marlboro Red 100s, Cowboy Killers.
Oh, God.
You know, and just to do it, I guess. But then, like I said, like I mean, like almost like immediately after I graduated high school, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this anymore, and I just didn't. Like I just never smoked
They
cigarettes
hurt.
again.
They're so harsh. And honestly, I don't know if, well, I guess some cowboys do the Marlboro Reds, but it's like, I would think unfiltered are more cowboy than anything else. Like unfiltered motherfucking cigarette. Smoke that bitch.
Can you even buy unfiltered cigarettes anymore?
Yeah, I can't. Well, I don't know about anymore, but one of my buddies who was a wannabe cowboy, he got them one time because he smoked reds, and then he started getting unfiltered, and I was like, let me try that, and I was like, good fucking
Whoa,
God.
Your lungs are about to explode and you're gonna fall
And
down.
then my mom tells me, she's like, oh, your grandmother used to smoke unfiltered all the time, and I was like, God dang.
I had a friend whose mom, and looking, I don't know if this was the case or not, but like looking back, like we all thought like she wanted to bang all of us, you know, in high school because she was like single and young, like youngish. Like she was probably like early 30s, like had him super young, and it was like super full. Like she's like, we'd like come over to her house after a party, obviously like drunk as shit, and she'd be like, oh no, like if you guys are drunk, just come stay at our house. And she like answers the door like in a bathrobe and obviously nothing on underneath it. But she would smoke the fucking, what are those like ones that look like goddamn
Vagina slimes.
yeah, Virginia Slims. She'd be like smoking them like a joint too. She would just be sitting on her porch. Like tapping it out like this. Like
Oh my gosh.
no, so then yeah, like yeah, after that, like I would smoke cigarettes occasionally, but like I wasn't like a smoker at that point. Like I started dating my wife pretty soon after that, and she smoked. So every once in a while, I'd like take a hit off of hers. Or we were drinking, I'd bum one off of her. My brother was in college at the time in Asheville, and the big thing back then was the fucking P-Funks.
What the fuck is that?
God, what are they? It's I can only think of P-Funks. They have the recessed filter. Like on the end, the filtered end, the paper goes about another 1/8 inch past the filter. Parliaments.
Oh, I've heard of Parliament, but I didn't know I didn't know about this filter though.
Yeah, and everybody like would always tell me like there's two stories behind the recess and the filter. The story I heard first from my brother who was smoking them because he was like super hipstery back before like if you were a hipster you were just
He
considered
was a
a
hipster
hippie.
before hipsters were hipsters.
Yeah, he was like just a hippie kid, which is hilarious if you ever knew my brother because he's a complete fucking genius and works for probably every 3-letter agency in the government.
Hey, not every hippie's gonna be a complete fucking idiot.
But he was told to be like in World War II they recessed the filters because gunners on airplanes would bite down on them, like as they're just, so it kept the filter from mushing out into their mouth. And that was probably the case, but then somebody's like, no, like they started doing that in the 80s because it's like a perfect bump of Coke.
Yes, yeah, that's what Wim just said.
Yeah, the perfect bump Coke, yeah. So I don't know. It's probably both are probably right. I don't know. I just know they were cheap as shit, and all the hipsters smoked them. So,
Interesting.
but yeah, like I can't. Like I think Jack gave me I think it was a Marlboro Light or maybe like a Camel Light.
I was
I,
about to say Marlboro Lights were
yeah,
probably my go-to for today.
yeah. The people that I still see smoking, and the weird thing is like I don't know what it is if this is everywhere, but like here in Des Moines, you don't see a lot of people smoking anymore.
No, it makes it warms my heart when I see people smoking actual cigarettes.
What's like I don't care. Like it's your life. You do what you want. What still has always got me and still gets me today is people smoking in their cars with the windows rolled up.
Yeah, that's too much.
Like, oh. But it's always
You
old
have to
fucking
like
people.
have it cracked just a little bit, not a lot. You need it just a little bit, so you can rest your
Yeah,
hand on the window. The
yeah.
smoke's going out, and when you can
Ash
blow
out.
up and exhale, and it'll go out the car.
And it's always in like some shit ass old cars. Like, oh, you bought that car because it still has an ashtray.
Yeah,
But
back in that day.
not to say I never smoked in my cars like growing up, but now as like a certified adult, when I see somebody even smoking in their car with the windows down, I'm like, do you know what you're doing to the resale value of that car? Gross. Or people smoking in their house inside their house. I'm
Yeah,
like, ugh, take it outside. Take your
yeah.
sin sticks outside, son. Good
I
God.
would when I would be driving to go get a snack or something like that at a convenience store. That's when I would smoke in my car, and it wouldn't be very often. But like every time, I would just be so concerned of like, oh God, is this gonna smell like smoke now? Excuse me. Thankfully, it never did. But my parents caught me smoking when I was 19. I think I was 19 or 20. I got into a bad car accident a mile away from the house. Lady ran the stop sign. It wasn't my fault. I'll just let everyone know that. But it was really bad. I could have died. Thankfully, I didn't, and didn't have any bad injuries. But I went to the hospital, and they were cleaning up my car, and in the sunglass containers where I had my alcohol cigarettes. And my dad, and like, the doctor's asking you questions. Do you smoke or do you smoke alcohol? Do you drink alcohol? Do you smoke cigarettes? And I was like,
If a doctor asked me,
no,
do you smoke alcohol? I was like, no, but I'm interested.
dude,
Like, how
I'm a
do I
little
do
drunk.
that?
Okay, I'm gonna start fucking up from here on out. So just roll with it. Um, yeah, yeah. He asked me those questions, and I said no to both. And my dad was just like, "Oh, what about those cigarettes I found in your car?" Shit.
I'm holding those for a friend.
Oh, they're not that fucking stupid. I was the youngest from two other girls. He's not that fucking stupid.
Yeah, see, the problem for me growing up, I don't think it's a problem. It's probably more or less the mentality I'll probably take with my kids was like my parents just kind of sat me down and be like, listen, we've done all the shit. Like, we know what it's like being a teenager. So we're going to give you leeway to do what you want. They just said, no hard drugs and don't fuck up.
Yep.
So, and I like, in reality, like, outside of like that fucking crazy drag race story I told you, like, I didn't get in a whole lot of real trouble as a kid.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so basically the same with my parents. And like they weren't crazy with my sisters either, but my sisters did fuck up and lie. And I saw the repercussions of that. And then my parents were a little bit lenient, especially my mom, in telling me what she got into when she was young, when she was my age. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I was doing mescaline at 15," and I was like, "That was in a fucking like D12 song."
Mescaline? Yeah. Like,
Mescaline, yeah, and I was like, "You were fucking doing that at my age?" And she was like, "Yeah, it did. It left like tracers, like light tracers." I was like, "Okay, mom, you are like way fucking harder than
yeah.
I'll probably ever be."
So yeah, Kurt
That's
Cobain's
cool.
shotgun, right? Strict Asian parents. On the other hand, this is why my wife kind of agrees with how the mentality I'm gonna take. Like, obviously I'm not going to like tell my kids everything I've done, but I'm just going to be like, listen, like I would prefer you didn't do these things, but I know you're in high school, you're going to go to parties. Like, for one, like be safe first off. Like, and I'm going to give you leeway. Like my mom straight up told me like the first time I was going to a party, she's like, if you drink, like do not drive, like call me. I will come pick you up, no questions asked, and we'll deal with it in the morning, right? Like we'll just figure like if you're fucking blacked out, like I might have some things to say about it, you know, some life lessons to teach you, but like just call me. But if you drive and get caught driving, you're fucked. You're done, right? Like you're done for high school. You've proven you can't handle this shit. Whereas my wife's parents, I won't say parents, my mother-in-law, my wife's mother, stupid strict Latina. Like she would just say like my wife would be like, "Oh, can I go to my friend's house?" No. Why? Because I said so. So then also my wife being the stubborn Latina she is would just sneak the fuck out and go fucking drinking and smoking and whoring around town just because fucking like she didn't have any leeway.
Well, and just to be rebellious as well, and that and having parents like ours were completely takes that almost off the table because there's no taboo to it. There's no excitement for it because
I had nothing to rebel against, you know, like
it's just kind of and so I didn't do a whole lot of partying and drinking when I was in high school, at least outside of family and like at home in places where I was okay. And that was also a place where I was more comfortable in drinking anyway. But then once I graduated high school, even then I would always call my mom and tell her like, I'm at this place. It's a couple of miles from the house. I might come home tonight. I might not. Just letting you know, this is where I'm going to be. Like, I was still a young girl, but I had independence, and they trusted me to that point. And then even in 2016, I remember calling my mom from like this bike fest that my dad used to be a part of, and telling her like, I can't drive home, and I want to go to bed. Could you come pick me up? And so, I did the right thing. And then my dad wakes up that morning, sees my car there, and thinks I slept with someone.
Oh, so he's probably like going like tent to tent. Like, where the fuck's my daughter?
Yeah, pretty fucking yes. And like the guy that I was hanging around with, in which I was hanging around with him because I was getting free booze, because I'm a piece of shit like that. He was like, "Oh God," and I was like, "No, like thanks, Dad." Yeah. No, I called my mother to come pick me up and take me home.
That's probably like sex was probably the one thing that at least my mom wasn't cool with. But I can't imagine a mom really coming to grips with their teenager having sex. And also my mom hated all my girlfriends.
I wonder why.
Hey, DG4L, baby. You know how I roll? In fact, one time, it was after I graduated high school. It's right, like literally the night before I met my wife. Because I don't know if I ever told the story about how I met my wife. I met my wife because I was banging her best friend.
Oh, yeah. I think, okay, yeah.
And,
at least I think I knew that.
And like I rolled by the house because I was still living with my parents, but like I had a motorcycle, I had my own car, I had a decent job for an 18-year-old, paying my own shit. And I rolled by the house to grab some stuff. And this girl, like fucking straight DG4L, like blonde, huge tits, like tiny crop top, denim. You gotta remember this was 2007. Tiny denim skirt. Probably like the Playboy bunny tan line sticker poking out. And my mom was just like, this was coming off of getting broke up with the chick I dated in high school, who I've talked about in here, who just straight up told me like she used me as like bang practice for 2 years before she went to college. My mom hated her because she was the same, blonde, huge tits, a little skanky. So my mom's like, you keep bringing the same kind of girls around. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, Mom, I was so done with like her giving me shit about the kind of girls I was running around with. I was like, Mom, you know as well as I do, these girls serve one purpose. Probably
I'm
not
sure
the
she loved
smartest thing to
that.
say, but I was like, done. I was fucking done. I was like, done. My mom loves my wife now. Did not like her when we first started dating. Did not like her. But now, like, my mom likes my wife more than she likes me. So, like, my wife gets invited over for dinner and I don't, kind of shit. So,
Well, you live there, so it would be weird to invite you, but yeah.
no, like, my wife or my mom will just invite my wife over. Like, hey, do you want to come over for
Oh, it's the
dinner?
other way around.
Yeah, yeah. We're like, oh, hey, do you want to go out and get some drinks and stuff? I was like, Mom never invites me out for drinks. And my mom's fun. My mom's fun as shit. Like, Mom never invites me out for drinks. What the fuck?
She spent enough time with you. Sometimes she just needs some female energy, man.
Kurt Cobain shocking. She probably was wearing some Roxy shit, by the way. Um, for
God, that
real,
is-
real. She probably was
Oh.
wearing a Roxy crop top.
God. I used to have a Roxy belt that had like a Roxy belt buckle. I loved that shit.
Know what this was? I remember it all now. It was the night that not the first time I ever met my wife, but the first time like my wife came on my radar. It was the exact same night because we were coming over. I was driving my car off and getting my motorcycle. And this girl comes over to ride my motorcycle in a denim skirt.
That you know.
And when I say
anything
denim
more.
skirt, it's literally just like a 12 and maybe like an 8-inch loop of denim with belt loops sewn to the top of it.
It's like the straight skirt.
I mean, it's
not like a frilly
it
one.
came like mid thigh would be conservative,
Yep, I used to have
and a
some of those
Roxy crop top. Yeah, like.
suits. Yep.
So yeah, and then she's like, "Let me tell you what kind of girl this was." After we went out riding motorcycles and shit, and we already figured out like, okay, like this girl's fun, but I'm more into this dark skinned petite chick over here. She's a
I like the
little
one
more.
that scares me.
She didn't scare me at the time. Well, maybe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She was like a little less obvious with the DG4L shit, but you can
Less,
still
like,
tell. You can still
attention-seeking?
tell. Like this girl's fucking like we're rolling around town and her fucking ass is hanging out, and like in my motorcycle, which is like dope, but I can't see it. Like what the fuck do I care?
Yeah, so if you're showing it off to everybody else, then I want to see it.
So this girl, the blonde one that I originally started the night out with, after riding motorcycles, we all go down to like my friend's house to party, and they're talking about like she was a cheerleader. She's like, oh yeah, like I can still do a handstand. We're like, okay. She's like, watch. Like this bitch is doing a fucking handstand. Like her denim skirt is down to like her tits as she's doing a handstand, and like her thong's just hanging out. Granted, not a bad view. I'm into it. But that's the kind of girl she was. She's like, nobody look. Like you literally just asked us to watch you do a handstand. Like, what are you talking about? And then like later on that night, I walk in on her banging my best friend. I was like, okay, dope. That settles that, I guess. Like, cool. I'm gonna go hang out with this other chick.
Right.
So, but
Seems like it all worked out for you.
it did because that girl, her life was a fucking mess after that. Like after we got like,
Is it really?
yeah.
can't believe
Her
it.
and my wife stayed friends for a little while. Well, a couple of years. Like after we got married, we're still friends. Like the first time we went back to North Carolina after we got married, like we went and hung out with that girl and her husband, who seemed like a cool guy. Very, very Southern country club-ish.
Oh, really?
Like preppy, imagine if Hot Bob was from Charleston.
Yeah.
So he had the drawl, like khaki shorts, polo. I ended up getting so fucked up off of some weird ass like red cock rum or something he had. I don't know. But it turns out like he was a piece of shit and was beating the shit out of her all the time and stuff. So,
Shocking.
and then she just ran through like 4 or 5 husbands that's just like, oh, barbed wire tattoo, affliction shirt. It's like, oh, how's this one going to work out? You know, like, and now she like, I think she's single with 2 kids, and I don't know. But unsurprising. But anyways, enough of that. We have a ton of responses to our anonymous question this week. The anonymous question was, what was it? Hold on, let me look it up. It's so I can get the wording right. Oh, that was something crazy that came right up on Instagram. Minor inconveniences that will ruin your day. So let's hop right into these. We had like a bunch of them. Let's hope they all pull up this time. They did. Okay. Nope. Bot one. Another bot. Another bot.
That's lame that they reply to stories like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is a good one. When you bend down to pick up something you dropped, then you drop something else. Oh, yeah. Especially like if you're in public, like if you're in like a grocery store and you like drop something and you go bend down, like then something falls out of your pocket, you look like a total fucking dipshit.
Damn it.
You look like a mess. You know, like get hold of your life.
Fixing something and you're already frustrated.
Oh, you want to take whatever you dropped and chuck it 9 aisles over.
It's in the fucking wall.
But
now.
you can't because you're in public. It just would make you look even crazier. You already look like your life is completely out of control because you can't keep shit in your pockets. You know? Ugh. Or have you ever done like, I've been walking through the store with like my car keys in my hands. And like I'm not running, but like I'm in a hurry. And then all of a sudden just like they come loose and go skidding down the aisle. You're just like, oh.
Or
I got a
you
spare.
drop your keys and then you go to pick them up and then you like fumble them again, so you have to pick them up again.
God, or like you are like everybody thinks I'm hammered drunk right now. You probably are, granted, but you don't want to look like that in public. Like you're just coming in here to grab another 6-pack before you head back to the house.
The worst part is when you're completely sober and you do shit like that.
Oh, I know, because you know everybody's looking at you. The keys dropping on a grocery store floor are like the loudest thing on the planet. You know?
Nobody look at me.
Yeah. Oh, I get that one. That will fucking ruin. You're like, God damn. You gotta like.
That's why I wear shit like this to the grocery store, so I always get stared at, so I get desensitized to it.
You like the objectification.
That's what you do. That's what you do. So then, like when you fuck up and you're just kind of like, "Whoops, everybody! Look at what I did."
Oops. Then you do the bend and snap. Just give them all what they want. This is a good one. This one drives me nuts. When your pocket or belt loop catches on a door handle. You ever had that happen to you?
Thankfully, not many times.
Oh my God. It happens to be more than it should. And I think it's probably because of like my waist is like door handle height. Mm-hmm. Like, or like it'll hit a cabinet pull and like just snap me back. Whatever, like whether it's a cabinet or like a door, whatever just caught hold of me and made me look like a total dipshit, I want to rip it off the wall.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Then it's like you're struggling, like, let me go.
Like, well, first, like, what the fuck was that? Like, oh, yeah.
Or then you just completely fucking rip your pants and you're like,
oh, I've had that. I've had a belt loop rip off before. Mm-hmm. Which I was like, either this doorknob is incredibly strong or these pants are sewn like a piece of shit. Either way, I'm pissed.
Well, I mean, you probably do generate quite a bit of force while walking.
Yeah, my gangly leg, my fucking Gumby legs apparently taking long-ass strides, generating all sorts of torque on these goddamn hips.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck.
But that's also why I don't have pointy handles like that.
Yeah, see, we replaced all ours. Instead of knobs, we have like the straight handles. Gets me, God, all the time.
Just be careful. If y'all do get a bigger dog, they can fucking open that shit.
Oh, yeah. You know what really grinds my gears? Family Guy quote. When when the car in front of you leaves enough space in front of them that the cars cut in line and that car proceeds to slow down everyone. Oh, I know what you're saying. Like when there's like that lane merging shit going on and somebody lets somebody in and then that person's just slow as fuck. Oh, yeah. That would drive me nuts. I try to be nice because part of what causes traffic jams in those situations is people, for one, there's two parties involved in this. The person that won't let anybody over at the end of the lane, equally responsible. The people that have seen the sign for 2 fucking miles to get over and just keep going until the end.
Good luck, everybody else.
Yeah, good luck, everybody else. Yes, that does drive me nuts. When your computer crashes while you're working on a project and didn't save it. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Well, fucking Microsoft autosaves now. So they're like, bitch, we got your dumb ass.
Depending on when the
what are
last
you
time you
using?
saved was, though, that might not be a minor inconvenience. That might fucking wreck your week.
True.
Like, you ever been working on, like, some shit, like, back on the day, like, some fucking report you had to do for school?
I mean, like, yeah, back in the
and then, like,
day.
boom, it's gone. You're like,
Today, it's like,
fuck.
And then, like, there's Google Docs where it's always constantly saving, so that's nice.
Like, yeah, like, I remember a couple times, like, being
Yeah, but
halfway
back
through.
in the day, that shit.
Halfway,
Ooh.
like, because I'm really, like, I'm terrible when it comes to, like, writing, even, like, writing or even, like, projects. I'm terrible at getting it started, but then once I'm on a roll, like, I just cook. You know, I'm cooking. And then there's been times just, like, computer crashes, battery in the laptop dies, and it's like, fuck.
Dude, the worst thing when you're playing a video game and then you die and that shit doesn't save at all.
Yep.
That fucking hurts.
My wife said the way I fold towels. Lucky she has a nice ass. My wife had to teach. I will say my wife had to teach me how to fold towels, and I still get it wrong occasionally.
I fold them multiple different ways.
It just depends on the towel and where it's going. Is it a show towel? Like, okay, like I'll fold it up nice. If it's like if it's like one of those, like, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm at the point in my life where, like, I just have, like, shit towels that are for, like, cleaning up dirty messes and stuff that stay in the laundry room. I just fold those how the fuck ever and throw them up there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like, the two-fold, that's the easy, but, like, if you're actually trying to, like, fit more towels into a cabinet.
What is it? Like, I fold it hamburger, and then hamburger again, and then tri-fold, I think. I don't know. I can't even think about it now. Like, it's just ingrained in me now how to do it, but
I am not one of those people to care about the decorated towels. Like, my house is not that kind of house either. No, like, you have the fucking towel that you wipe your fucking hands with. You wash your fucking hands, okay? Like, that's all I ask of the people that come over. Like, wash your motherfucking hands after you touch your genitals and use that fucking hand towel.
Yeah.
That's there.
Get him, Charlie.
That's all I ask.
Kids making shit up to get out of school. Yeah, I can see that being, especially, like, that happened to me Friday, my birthday. I took the day off to, like, one, get some shit done in the print shop, but then I was just, like, gonna hang out by myself all day. Just play, like, I got back into, like, Grand Theft Auto 5. Gonna play that all day. Wake up, kid, I don't feel good, I can't go to school. Like, oh, God, fucking damn it. Like,
dude, that's wild that it's starting that early. Like, I pulled shit like that junior, senior year of high school.
The lack of morning sex. I get that, but are you expecting that every day? Like, your day's fucking ruined if you're not getting fucked in the morning before you go to work?
Like, how much time are you allocating? Like, how early are you waking up? Like, and what the fuck? Like, are you doing the right things to get that started?
I mean, I get it.
Like, that's a big fucking ask.
I think the invert, like, I feel like if the question was, like, things that make your day, morning sex. You know, like, but that one, that's not a minor
A
inconvenience,
minor
man.
inconvenience. It's
That's
like,
just you
no.
expecting a little too much every morning, man.
Wanting morning sex is a fucking inconvenience.
But there's people out there, you know, like it's actually like it is my wife in the morning, especially after having kids. In the morning, she wakes up, she's relaxed. That's when she's horny. The problem is we have kids, so if we want to do it, we gotta do it quick. You know, which is fine sometimes, but like you don't always just want to be like pounding it out as fast as possible. But then in the evenings when the kids are down, we know we have time. Then she's like, I've been with the kid, like the kids drive me fucking crazy all day. I just want to relax. You know, which I get as well. But yeah,
When you do a couple of shots and you're like, I'm gonna relax with you, your fucking face in between my legs, okay?
there you go. Somebody's gonna
Like
clip.
what's more relaxing than that, to be completely fair?
Somebody's gonna clip that
It
and
is
do weird shit
it
with
is
it.
a bit of a mental thing of like getting your like just submitting to the fact of this is going to happen, and that's not an easy thing to do. I
So
understand.
not to get too in the weeds with
And
this.
I'm a fucking single person. I don't have kids.
Yeah. So I mean, you might have a perspective on this, but
I'm also thinking morning before work. Like I'm not thinking
Yeah.
a weekend. I'm thinking before work, and I'm like, bro, that's
yeah, like, dude, I want to sleep. My wife's like, actually, like, this is gonna sound bad. My wife was like, obviously, like, trying to get up on me this morning. I stayed up a little too late last night doing some shirts. And I was like, babe, like, I wasn't like annoyed by it or anything. I was like, babe, I really appreciate it. It's like, I just want to sleep for the next 15 minutes before I have to get up. You know?
Yes, like early in the morning. That's where your mind's at.
Like, I know it's gonna be fun, but but I also know it's gonna be quick because our kids are gonna come in at any point. So it's like I will trade the 5 minutes of sex for 15 minutes of sleep this morning. You know, like
it gets to that point. But that's also when you need to have that conversation later of like, okay, we're going to make time for us to be intimate
we do.
later on today.
we
no
do,
matter
you know, not to
what.
get in the weeds with it.
It
We
takes
do.
work.
She totally understood, but yeah,
Oh yeah, not talking for y'all, but just in general, like it sometimes needs to be a scheduled thing, even if you feel like it or not.
Yeah.
Once you get into that mood, try to stop it.
yeah. Next one, just men.
I mean, I'm assuming later on we're gonna get a women.
Yeah,
So
women?
that's
The battery's running out on my vibrator. I can see that being pissing you off, especially like if it's running good, and you're like you're getting there, and it just. Oh, I don't know, but I can just imagine. Oh,
That's why I like the actual like battery powder. Like I just need to change the battery.
yeah.
I don't have to worry
We'll
about
pop
charging
a
that shit.
couple other AAA's in this bitch and get rolling again.
Yeah, right.
Oh, this is a total guy one. I think. I don't know if women deal with this, but when you're done peeing, you drip it off, get the dong all tucked back in, pants zipped up, and then a little more pee comes out.
I mean, by you saying the dong, I'm going to assume that is just a man thing.
I know
Um,
exactly what he's talking about, and it will piss you off to no end. Like
I don't know. I'm assuming maybe for women that could possibly be a thing.
and I don't know if it's like it didn't happen when I was younger. It happened like older. But it's just like I'm like, oh, done peeing? Cool. Like zip up, all done. Like the second I get like the belt back button, all of a sudden just like a
Okay.
little like boop into the boxers. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
This does remind me of Austin Powers. So I'm like, if men actually pee in that way, like after the cryotherapy or
Evacuation
after-
come. Evacuation come. Evacuation come.
Come- Exactly, and like I have heard guys peeing and it is like that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't.
Oh,
feel
it
like-
drives me nuts. It makes me paranoid. It makes me paranoid to stop peeing. I'm like, I'm done, right? And I'll just sit there for another fucking like 2 minutes. Like, you're done, right? Because the last thing I want to do is zip up, and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, here's a little bit left in the chamber you didn't know about. Bloop, and now you got like this fucking wet spot in your boxer rubbing up against your dick all day. You're like, God damn it.
Yeah, I know. And then like also like I don't know, you can like kind of force it out too.
You can, but you can't. Like, I'm telling you, it must be a guy thing. Like, I will literally be like,
Well,
I'm
our
done.
urethras are a lot smaller, so we might actually be able to do that
Like,
easier than
it's
y'all's
literally like,
because
oh,
y'all's
I'm done.
urethras are so much longer.
I'm done. Like, there's nothing left in here. I've really like try to really force it out. Nothing. And then you get it all. You're like you're washing your hands in the bathroom afterwards, and then all of a sudden, just like involuntary little like comes out. God damn it.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a little bit technical here. So every
I swear to God, if you tell me I have prostate cancer, I'm ending the show.
no, so no, you
That's
have
my
something.
biggest worry when it happens. Like, is something wrong with my prostate?
I would not tell you that live. um, so there's something called like the ureter jets, and that's something that sonographers would look for while doing a bladder ultrasound. We would want proof of seeing the bladder being filled from the kidneys, from the ureters. So we would wait for the left jet and the right jet to fill. And so even after you empty your bladder, that's still going to happen. So I'm wondering if it is like a decent amount of time like that, if it's your ureters.
All right. So you're telling me my dick's broke. Okay. Like,
Coming out.
telling me my dick's
But
broke.
I don't know. I don't. This is interesting. This is a fun man thing to talk about. Like that might be a thing. That might not be a thing. I don't know. But I know that's a thing that's happened with other males. Like,
Oh, I'll put this on you.
but I don't know why that happens.
If you're out with a guy and he went to the bathroom and sits down and you're trying to get crazy and maybe like I don't know if you do this or not, but you go to stick your hands down his pants and be playful and he says no, I guarantee you it's because that happened.
I don't know if any man's told me. I'm not one to really do that unless like we are very comfortable with each other already, and they'd be like, "I don't give a shit."
Whatever, jerk me off in this bar.
Right? I don't care if you touch any urine that's on my underwear.
Yeah.
We are already comfortable.
Yeah, we're past that. We're past that.
Right. So, but that's I'm not one to do that for someone I don't.
This is one that I'm far. The next one I'm far past understanding this, but I mean, I guess I can kind of get it from back in the day. Seeing your crush's relationship status change from single to with somebody.
What was that?
Seeing your crush's relationship status change from single to with someone. I could see that ruining your waking up to that.
I don't know if I would call that a minor inconvenience.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call that a minor inconvenience.
But hot damn, could that ruin
It's
your
definitely
day.
It's out of your control. But man, I get it.
Oh God, that's a pain I can feel. Right? How fucking dare you make me feel this pain right now? I don't want to fucking feel like this. I know what that feels like. Why are you making me relive it?
Yeah, now that I think about it, it's been a long fucking like MySpace days. But like, oh yeah, I know the pain, and it
Fuck you, Bill.
like your chest just feels like it's crushed. It just went fucking ocean gated on you.
It burns. It starts in your stomach, and it like works its way up, and you're like, it just hurts.
Your heart turned into that fucking submarine going into the Titanic. It just crushes. Yeah. That's not a minor inconvenience, man. That is fucking soul crushing.
I hope that didn't happen recently, and if it did, I am sorry, whoever said that.
When you're driving and your phone falls between the seat and the center console.
Into the pit of despair.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I call it.
You're like, please don't make it all the way down under the seat. Like, hopefully, like, the seatbelt caught it. And you're doing this whole thing while you're trying to drive. Oh, that one sucks. Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm the master of this one. When you go upstairs to do or get something, get upstairs and totally forget what you went up for.
I don't have stairs. I'm thankful for
But like,
that.
have you like gone like, oh, I need to go get something. You walk into the
Oh
room you
yeah,
went to. You're
and
like,
it's just like,
why the
what
fuck
the
am I here?
fuck?
Like, oh,
Why did I come in here?
oh,
Yep.
nuts. When people don't get up to 65 miles per hour on the on ramp and you're stuck behind them. Oh yeah, motherfucker. If you're not able to get to the speed, if you're physically or mentally not unable to get to the speed limit to get on an interstate by the time you're supposed to get on the interstate, you shouldn't have a license.
Okay, so I actually have something to say about this. At least here in Texas, I know someone who got a speeding ticket for doing that. The ramp is still the speed limit of the access road. It's not until you get actually.
I thought the ramp was like to get speed. It's there
That's
to, so
exactly
you're
what.
not
So it was.
impeding traffic.
That's exactly. So it was the wife of a guy I worked with, and he. That's exactly what he said. And apparently, I'm sure that's exactly what she told him too. But I don't know if it was a city cop or
That's
a
just some cop
hypo.
being, even if that is the law, that's some cop being a dick.
Yeah, but yeah, she was. And I don't know exactly where she was on that ramp, but this is Texas, so it's not the same in every state. But I
I mean,
do
if you're
know
doing
someone who got a ticket for
65
that.
turning onto the ramp, there's a case there.
Right, like if it was like just barely, it's just like no, you were already going that. But if it was like you're like on that section where it's leveling out,
Yeah.
mm,
Here in Des Moines, we have these things called the Mix Masters, which sounds dope, but it's not. It's where, so we have the two main interstates, 80 and 35. Uh, 80 goes, I'm gonna fuck this up, east west. Either way. But then we have the bypass that loops around, and where the all of them connect is on and off ramps, and you literally have like 50 yards to get on and out of traffic on an interstate. How people don't die there every day, I don't understand it. But there's people that are like doing 45s. Like, you are merging onto a major interstate, and you have 50 yards to get onto this interstate. Like, you've got to go. There's times I'll just gun it. I know this is illegal, but while there's still like the white lines transitioning in, I'll just fucking gun it because I can see the space and just go through it. Because this person's doing like 40, and if I'm trying to get on here while they're doing
yeah.
40, like, I'm gonna get run over by this fucking semi.
Well, and I've actually heard, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that people who cause more accidents are the ones going slower than the ones going too fast.
Yeah, probably to a point. I bet you that's probably people going slower merging onto an interstate probably causes more accidents than people going too fast. Because I also see people like, I'm doing like 10, 15 over, and there's dudes just fucking flying by me, like weaving.
Flying.
It's a 4 lane, like our direction is 4 lanes, and they're cutting through doing like 100. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you, dude. Like, you're gonna cause an accident because you got somewhere to goddamn be. Like,
I saw
fuck off
that
with you,
a
man.
few months ago, actually, here. Like a dude driving way too erratically, and then all of a sudden I start seeing smoke, and I'm like, the fuck is
That
that?
dude
And I see,
flipped his car. What happened? Probably,
no, he
probably an
just
Audi.
hit like every single fucking car.
Dickhead.
So he was fucked up, other people were fucked up, and I was having to like weave in and out through people trying to pull over because they were just hit by this motherfucker. And then yeah, he got to the point where he couldn't drive his car anymore. It was fucking terrifying. Like, this is a people call Lubbock a large town. Like, it's not necessarily a city. because it has a feeling of like a
Hmm.
more of a like a larger town than a city.
Yeah.
But people do not fucking know how to drive here. It is
Oh,
absolutely atrocious, and
people
it
don't know how to
literally
drive
scares the
anywhere.
shit out of
People
me.
don't know how to drive fucking anywhere. And I tell my wife this all the time.
It's in Texas. It's real bad.
I tell my wife
We've
this
driven
all
in
the time.
Austin's not so
Like
bad, but
if you like she's an asshole driver. She's a total asshole. I tell her all the time, "You're an asshole driver." She's like, "I got places to be." Like, where? Where do you have to be that you're driving like an asshole? Right? Like you don't have anywhere to be. You just think you own the road. There's other people here. If everybody understood we're all trying to get to the same goddamn place and you work as a fucking unit,
as a
things would
yes,
go smoother. Like I drive knowing, she's like, "Why are you slowing down for this person?" I was like, "Cuz I know if I like they're trying to get on. If I speed up, I'm going to be in their way. It's going to cause problems. So I'll slow
so
down
then you
so they can
both
get
most
over
likely
and
are
then we
going to
can
slow
go.
down.
And then we can just fucking go." Like just
Hmm.
have perspective of the
You've
situation
never taken
around
defensive
you.
driving, I'm assuming.
Like just like have situational awareness of what's going on around you and what other people are needing to do instead of focusing on you getting home 30 seconds earlier. And then your day
Yeah,
will
because
go
that's the
so much
thing.
smoother. You won't be
You're not
cussing
gonna cut.
people. Like you won't be fucking your blood pressure won't be spiking because everybody's in your
Yeah.
way. Like, oh, drives me out of my mind. And I'm like, I'm not a defensive driver. I'm a fairly aggressive driver, but I also know other people are on the road. Like
Yeah.
you can look at what this car over here is doing and know what their intent is. Just let them do it. Like, oh, drives me out of my mind.
Yeah, yes, it's just being strategic as you
Mm.
drive.
Next one, hangovers. Yes, being hungover in your 30s is fucking awful.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. To the point now, like, I don't want to say it on air, but I punt it. If I wake up in the morning and I'm hungover, I'll punt it till the next day. You know,
Let's take
like
some shots
fuck
and
this. 8
get
o'clock in the
on with
morning,
it.
got somewhere important to be. Like fuck it, I'm just gonna do a shot and get over this now because I'm not gonna deal with this all day.
Yeah.
Not reading that one.
Oh, is it too bad?
Hold on.
Womb? Was this one yours?
It's it would be. I can't. I'm gonna send it to you though.
Is it racist?
Did you get it? I'm not reading. No.
You. No, we can't do that. Womb, you fucking know better. The
Oh,
used tubes don't like shit like that. You know it.
God damn. I wouldn't even know where to start with that one. Like, you people. I mean, the listeners, not you people.
What do
Um,
you mean, you people? What do
have
you mean, you people?
what do you mean, you people? Having to swipe your card when the tap to pay doesn't work. I get that one. I don't do the tap. I do Apple Pay.
Well, you just do the chip.
I know, but I'm gonna look instead of the tap to pay. I'm gonna talk about like think of it as like with my Apple Pay. I'm trying to do Apple Pay, and it won't work. And I like get my wallet out and pull my card out, and then do the thing. I'm like, God damn it! Like that doesn't ruin my day necessarily, but it is annoying.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I'll still pay in cash. I don't give a shit.
I don't get this one. Typing while on IG, while on my typing while on IG while my phone is charging. Takes forever to hit a letter, then over registers the amount of pushes. Annoying as hell. Oh, so I guess like while your
What kind of
phone's
phone do
charging.
you have? of.
They're sending green messages. What they're doing. That sounds like a
Yeah,
green
that's
message.
never been something I've
Oh,
experienced.
God damn it. Another one. Nope, not doing
Same-
that. Not doing that one either.
Is it different?
You can guess what the next one. I'm sending it to you. You can guess what the next one is. Oh. Dude,
Whoa,
you
we
know
can't
we
say
can't say this shit on air. That's why he does it. That's why he does it. He knows I'm not going to say it. He does it because he thinks it's fucking hilarious.
No wonder he fucking has to.
God damn it.
Of course not. He already knows, motherfucker.
When Chris Hansen shows up out of nowhere.
Oh my god.
Bro, if Chris Hansen's showing up on you, got no sympathy
Dude,
for
that
you.
is straight up that Onision guy. He called the cops and he was like, "There's a man harassing me. Do you know this man? It's Chris Hansen."
The cops are like, oh, we already have people there. Like, there's people there already.
We'll
Again,
definitely be there soon, sir.
just like the men one, when women talk. Okay, like DUI checkpoints.
When
Again,
women talk, how the fuck do you feel about this podcast, bitch?
yeah. Probably the same person that just wants to pay you to glare at them in disapproval.
Yeah, it depends on how much you're
Okay,
drinking.
DUI checkpoints aren't I mean, well, I guess if you're sober,
They're
a
not
minor
constitutional?
inconvenience. If you're drunk, that's not a minor inconvenience. You done fucked up, man. Like, get an
I
Uber,
thought
man.
shit like that was found to be unconstitutional.
DUI check stops? Oh no.
They don't do that shit in Texas.
Maybe in Texas, they do them all the time. Like in North
New Mexico,
Carolina,
they do.
North Carolina, fucking everywhere, everywhere. Paying taxes to get sent to other countries, also not a minor inconvenience. That's just,
Yeah, that's not.
oh,
What is minor to y'all?
this one might be the best one. And it's simple. Waking up slightly before your alarm clock.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, piss you off.
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah. You're like, God damn it. Like you wake up, you're like, man,
No.
I slept so good. Like, fuck, I must have overslept the alarm clock. You look, your alarm clock's not going off for another 10 minutes. You're like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Nothing for me. My colleagues, though, me after crushing some spicy food for lunch and reminding them how I'm about to get paid to take a massive shit. All right.
That's a fucking power move.
On the clock shits. I'm salary now, so it doesn't matter, but when you're shitting on the clock, yeah. Parents that don't discipline their kids when they fuck up and act out in public. I won't say that ruins my day, but it is irritating. And it could ruin, I guess it could ruin my day depending on when and where. But yeah, that does, we've talked about that. It drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. People who leave their high beams on. Move over.
What irritates me more than that is when I can tell somebody has the automatic high beams.
Oh, and
I
they
can tell
flash.
distinctly-
You ever seen them when they can't pick up your car and they'll flash on and
no,
off?
no, but it's just kind of like turn the fuck off, and they finally do. It's like, ah.
Oh, I've had them to
I've
where
seen
like
flash though.
I've had a car behind me before on the interstate, and obviously, like I'm pretty sure their car is like my car, where I have like the fucking cruise control sensors where I put it on cruise control and it'll keep me
Oh,
from the
yes.
next car. But I've been driving before, like late at night. Like it was like a road. Like I got off work and was like driving out to go see family, like 8 hours away. And this car behind me, its high beams were like come on for maybe like 10 seconds, then come off for like a minute, and then come on and come off. All I can think of was fucking that movie Urban Legends. I was like, is somebody trying to get me to pull over? Like I'm about to have to pull over and clap this dude. I don't know. Like motherfuckers trying to steal my kidneys and shit. I don't know. Like
Fucking
gang
urban
initiation shit.
legend.
But that's what we got. I'm about to fucking. My teeth are floating. I'm about to go piss and then probably pull up and piss my pants, just like we talked about earlier. And but that was a fun one. That was a good one. But y'all know the drill. Like at the top, like, subscribe on YouTube, rate and review on iTunes. Go to Spotify, leave a 5-star. Happy birthday to Jake, who's not with us tonight. Love you, buddy. I know you're watching. And so for Charlie, I'm Bill.